everybody. That should be good. Hi, my name is Jackie Dixon. I'm the founder of a company called VLX, and I help women who have their faith as a real priority in their life learn to take great care of their bodies and love their appearance and be really comfortable and intimate in their relationships with God, themselves, and men so they can be confident in the world and do amazing things. So I don't usually do videos quite like this, but I love watching them, and that is the Christmas hauls. So when people go out and do their holiday shopping, either for themselves or for somebody else, or they buy a bunch of decor, or they get the food ready, and then they film everything that they've bought and how they're going to pull it together. I love watching those. So I'm going to do a little one here, but I promise there's a moral of the story at the end, and I'm going to talk about how it all kind of fits together in a bigger scheme of things, and how to prioritize this Christmas so you really make sure you're doing and spending your time and energy on the things that you really love and that matter to you, rather than just kind of mindlessly filling your time up with stuff or letting things, that's a little better, there we go, or letting things kind of cram your schedule when you didn't even really care about them, because that so often happens. It's so busy and so hectic, and other people's priorities get in the way. And then before we know it, we look back from Christmas and we've gained weight and we're exhausted and we didn't get what we want or really give things we were proud of. And some of our favorite things may have just fallen through the cracks, our favorite traditions and activities. So I don't want that to happen to you, and I don't want it to happen to me. I'm, I guess over 9 months pregnant now, heading just 3 weeks away from our due date for our first child, which means that Christmas and baby number one are colliding, and I have so much to do, it's mind-boggling. But I don't want to either cramp how important it is to prepare for a baby or miss my favorite holiday of the year, my favorite time of the year. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I've collected for this year, and then I'm going to show you how I'm making it all fit into this month. So the first thing to know, other than the fact that I'm pregnant, is that my husband is in the military. And so we move all the time, about every 6 months to a year, which is particularly frequent. And some of those moves we choose, and we volunteer for jobs. And it's generally not that often. But for us, it's very often. So what that means is that at any given time, I don't have all my stuff. We've got a storage unit here, and I really had thought that all of our Christmas stuff was in it. And I was totally wrong. I was so disappointed about a week ago. I went and I expected all of my Christmas boxes because I could have sworn they were there, and they were not. I had about 2 boxes of kind of plastic, nasty, tacky looking lights, and that was the extent of my Christmas decor. And it's kind of heartbreaking and a little bit stressful because the baby's coming, all of our family is coming here to spend Christmas with us. Now, all is a relative term. It's actually just our immediate family on both sides, our parents and our siblings. But that still feels like a lot more than just us. And I want it to be special, and I want it to be fun, and I want to make sure I enjoy the holiday I love, and I want them to really enjoy this whole experience of welcoming their first grandchild and / niece, and just having a wonderful holiday too, because they're choosing to not be with other people so they can be with us. So I really wanted to do it well. So since I didn't have my stuff, I did what I would always do, which is go to my favorite stores, and that is Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. Now, if I could be a promotional model for those stores or somehow an affiliate, I totally would, because I absolutely love them. And when I'm in need of anything for myself or a gift or even a snack that's kind of healthy but gourmet, I go there because their selection is amazing. So I took myself on a trip to Home Goods as soon as I realized that I didn't have anything for Christmas, and I found all kinds of wonderful stuff. So pretty quickly, I'll just go through some of it. And you'll notice a couple themes. I love faux fur. My color scheme is kind of red and gold and white, and I love polar bears, particularly now that we're having a little baby. Polar bears just look so cuddly, and anything that I can put her in that makes her resemble a polar bear, I am incredibly tempted to do. So I'll show you what I've got. And the first is this little set, and I have 4 of them, of polar bear mugs. I just think these are absolutely adorable. That is so freaking cute. So we have 4 mugs, and of course there's only 3 of us with the baby coming, and she won't use one of these for a while, but maybe someday we'll be a family of 4 and we'll have a matching set. And in the meantime, our families can use them while they're here. But I thought that was just way too cute not to grab, because they're everything. If you haven't been to one of these, I guess they'd be considered discount stores, everything is like half price. And so something that you might say, well, I really don't need that, you can pretty much squeeze into your budget, because you can fill your cart and it's half the price of what you thought you were going to have to pay for all that stuff. So polar bear mugs had to happen. And in the same vein, polar bear candles, which I won't be burning probably ever. They'll just be to look at because they're so precious. But those will go amongst some faux greenery, or not faux greenery, actually this year I have real greenery, and pine cones, scented pine cones that I bought on our mantle and stuff. So that will be fun. And then one of the other themes I love, well, first I'll show you this actually, because this is in keeping with the polar bear stuff. This is a little hand towel set, and I might put it in the bathroom, but when she gets here, I think this would be super cute to dry her off in. Really, really precious. Just a little baby polar bear, and I can't resist it. What can I say? So way too cute. But the other theme I have going is, of course, the red, gold, white color scheme that I mentioned, and a continuous theme in my life, which is Paris. I love Paris. I don't love everything about the city. Like every other place, there's pros and cons and pluses and minuses. So I'm happy to be in the US right now, but I love Paris stuff. So you can see the giant Eiffel Tower behind me. There's really no secret here. And then I found this fabulous little set of appetizer plates. And I think this will go really, really well when I'm laying out snacks for everybody, because I love to do kind of a spread of hors d'oeuvres when people come in, or a smorgasbord when we're eating in front of the TV, watching a Christmas movie, or maybe for desserts. But these are the perfect size, and I believe they are dishwasher and microwave safe. I don't buy dishes anymore if they're not dishwashable. I don't usually use the microwave because I don't love the radiation in my food, but I love the dishwasher because I don't like hand washing anything. So we've got the Paris plates, and then of course I saw these and they just had to join the club, and that's this little Paris bowls. So whether I use them for nuts and on that spread to serve things, or whether people use them for ice cream, I believe these were also dishwasher microwave safe. I hope so. I'm going to find out later, but they were too cute not to say yes to. So let's see. Then I have kind of a sparkly theme going on. These are little hooks that I'll use for various stockings, I think, or a wreath maybe, just also really too cute not to grab. And all of my, where are they? The red and gold ornaments. Now, because we haven't been married long enough to have an entire tree full of sentimental ornaments, I do tend to grab like these bulk packages, which I don't love, but I thought these were pretty and classy enough, and they're in line with the color scheme. And while I'm on the topic of Christmas trees, I want to tell you about this amazing idea I read the other day on a blog, because I was debating whether or not to do clear white lights or multicolored lights on the tree this year. I grew up with multicolored, but I feel like white is just so elegant, it's so crisp, and as I change our decor, I'm really heading toward white and open and not necessarily minimalist, but very chic and clean feeling. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll do white lights. And I couldn't make up my mind. So I Googled for everybody else's opinion, obviously, and someone had this brilliant idea that you string your tree up in both clear and multicolored lights, and then alternately you plug in whichever one you want it to be at that time. So that's what I've done. I'll have to show you guys the final project in another Periscope or an Instagram post or something, but when I want it to be, it's a white tree, and when I want it to be multicolor, it's multicolor, and I can switch back and forth and really confuse people if nothing else, but it's gorgeous. So those will match that. And I grabbed this garland too, same color scheme. Really kind of cheap and easy and bulky way to fill the tree without having had to have bought a ton of ornaments, because we're probably going to be moving again next summer, and I didn't want to lug too much around. So there's my solution there. And I've got a bunch of towels. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret here. We haven't announced our baby girl's name because we don't want a bunch of debating. We don't want anyone to say, hey, you really should do this or should do that. But we do have it picked out. I think I've got my husband almost 100% convinced. He certainly calls her this when he's talking to her in my belly. And so I think, if nothing else, she's going to be terribly confused if we change it between now and then. So I think I may have won on the name game. But this is not not a first name, not even the spelling, but just a little hint. We love the word Noel. And in fact, the other day at church, the pastor mentioned that it means news, and perhaps more specifically, birth news. Of course, that fits for Christmas. So kind of fun, and I'm not going to tell you any more than that, but let's just say we like that word a lot. And so everywhere I found that word, do I have it on these two? Napkins. And we'll be able to have it all over our house. So that will be kind of fun. Now, the other thing that I love about TJ Maxx, Marshall's Home Goods, is that they have fantastic things for gifts. And if you've ever been in there, you might not know that there's a whole section that's all gourmet foods and teas and coffees. So all the little things that you feel like are just luxuries and you just really can't buy that, because why don't you just buy the practical coffee? Well, if you go to one of these places, you can get the nice coffee or tea or cookies or whatever for the price of a practical coffee. So I love buying people gifts of teas and coffees and nuts and things like that. Because at the point my parents are at in life, they have everything they could possibly want. And so I love to get them gifts that are, let's say, disposable, that you can eat right through and you don't have to store forever in your house. So what I loved that I grabbed is some of these healthy goodies. And what I'll do probably is wrap them up, and then everybody will eat them while they're there. And so nobody has to carry them home, but the person who gets them as a present kind of gets first dibs, and they get to decide when we eat them and, you know, how soon and how many everybody else gets. And so these are awesome. I mean, this is just mostly coconut and coconut oil and some additional fibers, but they taste like little brownies. So a lot of really healthy gourmet treats at these stores, which amazes me, and I'm just so grateful, because this is the kind of stuff that I love. I don't have time to make my own healthy cookies all the time, and so things like this just help so much. So that's fun. And then what I've always overlooked, but now am particularly interested in, is that these stores, I guess, except for Home Goods does have a kids decor and kind of housewares and books section, but at TJ Maxx and Marshall's, they also have all of the baby clothes. So I've never noticed that before, but for some reason it caught my eye this time and got my attention. And so I went over and I found this absolutely precious little onesie that is polar bears. Again, in case you were wondering, and please don't be surprised, but I think that is the absolute cutest thing. And I'm hoping that someday if we have a little boy, it's almost unisex and I could use it for him too. Maybe a little too cutesy, but maybe he won't remember. So really, really precious. And of course, I'm wrapping all the baby's gifts and putting them under the tree, and we can divide up who gets to open them for her, but it just makes it so much fun. And I've got a stocking as well, which I should have brought in, but if you can imagine, it has polar bears on it, so you probably don't need to see. You can just guess. So let's see if I have anything else that is exciting here. I thought that this Christmas ornament was beautiful. Like I said, I don't usually buy one-offs, but I just love the red and white and the clear, kind of opaque look of it. I think that's going to be so gorgeous with all the lights coming through. So I grabbed that. And I'm not really into drinking. I never have been, and I definitely don't support over drinking, because every friend or acquaintance I've had who has always has a disaster follow it. It's certainly not biblical. So, but I do have to say I cannot wait until I can have wine and champagne in moderation again. I absolutely can't wait. So I got this little faux fur bottle holder, which I think is super cute. And the stockings that I've ordered are also faux fur. So there's a faux fur theme going on. And then these, I mean, we never really have wine or champagne open, but in case maybe after she comes and I finally get back to being able to have a glass of champagne, these little toppers I think are absolutely precious and super classy and fun. So grabbed those, and honestly there's a ton more things, but I don't want to drag you through everything that I've got at these places. You can see some of the wall hangings I have behind me and some of these pillows, which I love. If I don't knock anything over here. Woo. This says Joyeux Noël, the French version of Merry Christmas. Again, a little Noel going on, and a pretty little snowflake pillow, which I haven't even cut off the price tag yet, I guess, but just absolutely adorable. And so I love having things like this in my office. When clients come in, it just I think sets a really lovely tone for our coaching. I love to be seasonal. I love to have them very in the moment, and having Christmas decor around them, I think, kind of just warms the spirit. And we're already doing so much intense work that I love being able to have them calm down and relax. And homey, lovely Christmas decor, I hope, is one way to do that. So 2 more things I'll show you, and then I'll talk about how I pull this all together. Take a sip of my tea first. So I have been wanting for a while a faux fur throw for our couch, because I imagine, and it doesn't really get very cold here in New Orleans in the winter, but maybe there'll be some nights when we want to be cozy and watch a movie, and this I think is just the prettiest I love the light animal prints, light leopard prints with a white background. I think that's just a great color scheme, again, because I'm going for that white kind of clear tone. And then what matches it is these pillows. I've got 2 of them, and I actually have these on our bed right now, our master bed. But so pretty, so fun, so soft. I could just pet this like a dog all day. So there's that. And then the last thing these stores have, especially at Christmas time, but really all year for all-purpose wrapping, which blows me away, is the most magnificent, high-quality wrapping paper for way less even than what I see it being sold for at CVS, like kind of the cheap, papery thin ones that you're just thinking, wow, this is probably going to disintegrate on the present before anybody even opens it. But they have the most beautiful, classy, and thick quality wrapping paper at these stores, so I always load up every year. And if you can see, this is a polar bear. This is a gorgeous red and green, and it's got even kind of a little texture to it. It's a little raised design. I think that's so pretty. And then 2 more polar bears before you're just kind of rolling your eyes at my polar bear fixation, but so fun, really fun, and also my color scheme. And then the last 2, this is birds and holly and stuff over Christmas holiday music, which I think is a beautiful glistening gold. And then a lovely little candy cane color, red and white. So cannot wait to finish wrapping gifts in this. It's almost as fun as unwrapping them, if not more so, because it's like crafting. You don't have a big pile of paper. You get to actually create something beautiful and then have someone else destroy it later. And they can hopefully enjoy that process. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how much fun these stores are. And if you guys have places you love to go, obviously stick with what you know and love. But if you have a TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls in your area, and for TJ Maxx and Marshalls, they have a home goods section in the back of the store where you can find this stuff, even if it's mostly clothes. But I really suggest trying it out, because you might find that you get a lot of fantastic deals and bargains and a lot of really fun stuff. Now, the nice thing about having forgotten our Christmas decor is that in the past I had just kind of bought hastily and some stuff that I didn't really love. And so having had to have bought some of this to prepare for everyone coming this year has allowed me to kind of think about how I want to get rid of the crud that I don't really enjoy having and really upgrade to fewer things that are more meaningful. So I've been on a big kick recently to own less, but to own things that are really special to me and that fit in with the kind of styles that we love and things we actually use, rather than just buying cheap in mass, in bulk, because I think we need to have it, and then thinking, I don't even really like this stuff that's surrounding us that we're kind of buried in. So when I get to buy and shop a little more methodically and then get rid of stuff that doesn't mean anything to me, it feels fantastic. So that's actually been a big plus of this whole extravaganza. So what do you do with all this stuff? What do you do with the whole mess of Christmas? And just not only, this was all the shopping. Now I've got to finish wrapping it all. I've got to decorate it all. The tree's partly done, but it needs to be finished. And then there are the things that I love to do and my husband loves to do and our families will want to do when they get here that have nothing to do with the practicalities of preparing. We love to go look at the Christmas lights. We love to go find a live nativity scene if there's one in the area, go to a Christmas Eve service, go to maybe a Christmas concert. So it gets overwhelming fast. And moreover, one of the things that I teach that I think is really, really important is caring for yourself first in sequence so you can care for others first in priority. So if I'm doing all this and I'm stressed to the max and the baby's coming and I'm freaking out, I'm not going to be pleasant to be around, which is ironic because that's kind of the most important thing about the season. And moreover, I'm going to probably not take great care of my body. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time with God. I'm not going to enjoy my self-care and feel confident and festive and joyous and cheerful and be able to kind of paint my nails and do my hair and everything to get ready for this holiday season. So it gets overwhelming fast, and yet these things are so key if we're going to be good to ourselves so that we can be good to others, so that we're not coming from a place of overwhelm and bitterness and resentment and stress. And, I've done it certainly, and I've seen many other people do it too, where people want to celebrate. Maybe you have little kids and they're so excited and you're overwhelmed and you just end up snapping at them or being upset that they want to do what they want to do because can't they understand how much you have to do and you only have a few more days, and can they please help you, instead of whining that they want to do something. So I don't want to ever come from that space. Not now, and I also want to practice not ever coming from that space when we have children, because I have a little brother who's 8 years younger, so I kind of helped raise a kid, and I know how fast and furious that frustration and stress come. So I want to stay calm in my spirit, well rested. I want to be balanced in my soul and in my body. I want to really care for myself well, so that then I can love on others with my whole heart and all my energy. So how does that get done? Well, I've always kind of gone at it haphazardly and just tried to balance it as best I can as I go along and adjust as I see what I need to change. But this year, I actually made a planner which has been priceless, even just to look at. And I haven't filled it out yet. I have to admit, I've mentally filled it out, but I haven't put pen to paper. And I'm thinking I might do a training or another Periscope maybe where we can fill it out together. And you guys can grab a copy and we can go through it and list out the things that are important to us. So it's 2 sheets. It's called the VLX Bombshell Planner. You guys, if you're familiar with my company, know that I teach women to become bombshells, women who are stunning and alluring in every sense, inside and out, and they're pointing people toward God instead of leading them away from Him by the way they live out their femininity. So 2 sheets. The first one is 7 different categories that I think are really important this time of year. And each one has 5 slots where you can put in things that are significant to you in that area. So shopping, decorating, traditions, body care, glamour, self and soul, and delights. So I might say, well, I want to do my annual home goods shopping trip to grab a bunch of presents and wrapping paper, and that might be one of the things I put under shopping. And then decorating, it's really important to me that we decorate the tree. And I love for it to be kind of a family event, so I drag my husband in the room and turn on Christmas music and light some candles, and it's just a beautiful evening. But also, and we don't often think of this at Christmas time. In fact, it usually gets shoved to the side, which is why once Christmas finally ends, we go, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been hit by a truck, is body care and glamour, which, doing your makeup or having a couple pieces of jewelry that you're excited to wear to festive parties, or picking out your outfits in advance so you don't need to freak out when there's a family get-together or your friends are doing a big Christmas bash. And then self and soul, which is critical. And this is where prayer and meditation go, time in the Bible, time with God, time really devoting yourself to reflecting on what the reason for all this is. I am not against kind of all the fun that's been put around Christmas, but it's essential that we really recall and focus on, why are we doing this? Why is this such an incredibly hope-filled and heart-warming season? And it's because there's a marvelous event at the center of it. And that reminds me, I have one more thing to show you at the end, but hang on. So to really figure out how you're going to spend that time with God. Is it going to be going to church every week during the Advent series that they may be doing? Christmas Eve service? Is it going to be reading through the Christmas story on your own in the Word and reflecting on it? Is it going to be quiet times of prayer and meditation so you can relax in the middle of all this stuff and really feel God's presence, which is the one thing Christians, I think, always forget and always overlook and discount, but it's so powerful to just sit with God. And then the final one is delights. And that's kind of maybe something that doesn't really fit in every other category. I've also got traditions. So that was, for me, if you've seen my YouTube video where we're at the Christmas tree farm, that's a huge tradition for me, very, very important to me. And so this is kind of anything that doesn't get caught in any of the other categories. So maybe like one of the things I love buying at these types of stores, and I don't think I have any really pretty ones, but this is cute enough, is drinking tea and coffee, often that I buy there, out of beautiful but inexpensive little teacups. So I've got some Christmas teacups and, oh, actually I do have it here. I forgot that I put it out, but a Christmas teapot, which I think is so lovely. So making a pot of tea in the Christmas dishes and drinking that in the morning or whenever in my afternoon break, instead of just kind of the norm and grabbing whatever. So that's where you put all those little things. So maybe we'll do this together. I really would love to fill this out. And in a way, I think it's really powerful to reflect. What do you love? What matters to you in this crazy time of year? And then the second piece, the second page, is something that's probably a little more familiar to you. And that's just a calendar of December. So now that you've got everything that matters to you, where are you going to fit it in? Is it going to be early in the December, or is it going to be later and maybe toward Christmas, like if there's a Christmas Eve service, and that's when you're going to do that? So fitting it in on the calendar, I think, is critical if you're going to figure out how to organize your life, how to organize your schedule. So this is something that maybe we can do together, and I'll do another Periscope, and maybe we can kind of plan it all out, because we're still in the single digits of December, and that always makes me feel like I have got some time to breathe. But it's coming fast. Christmas is only about 15 days away, maybe even 14. I haven't done the countdown, but we're getting there. So maybe we'll do this together. Give me some hearts if you love that idea. And we can make this month something that's less stressful, ideally stress-free, but certainly less stressful, and that fits in the things that we really care about, and that allows us to care for ourselves so that we can love on our families in the best and most authentic and sincere way. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you. This is something I also grabbed at one of these stores, and I actually haven't updated it in the last few days, which shows how busy I've been. I think we're at 19. But this is a countdown, and technically it's a countdown to Christmas, and of course the focus on the most important reason for Christmas, the reason this is the best time of year in my opinion. But I've actually got it counting down to our due date, which is just 3 days after Christmas. I hope that number is right. I can't do math this fast on live video, but I absolutely love this. So of all the things I've bought, this I cherish the most. It focuses me back on why we're celebrating in the first place and on this incredible life-changing event that we've got coming up. So, exciting times. But if you guys want your copy of the planner, because I made this so everybody can have one, I really think it's helpful, and the people who have talked to me have said it's a really great way to focus on what they're doing and what they want to do this month. So I would highly recommend it, and I again will find some way that we can do it together via another video or a training or something, and just stay posted and I'll let you know. But if you want to grab it, this is at my website, and that is the letters VLX, it's the name of my company, .tv, because I do a lot of video, / Christmas planner. So VLX.tv / Christmas planner. And you can grab the digital version, both sheets, print it out immediately, and get started even ahead of our training where we'll do it together. But I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I hope you see that it doesn't have to be overwhelming, but the alternative isn't to run away and be a hermit, that there is a way to really prioritize what you love and your time with God and your self-care so that you can be really present for your family, really peaceful in the midst of the hecticness, and ideally, and what I think is truly kind of the hallmark of a bombshell, is being a light to people who are stressed, who are hopeless, who are sad, who feel lonely, who feel overwhelmed, and being kind of that person who reminds them that it's going to be okay. And this is why we do what we do, and it is okay to stop and take a moment for yourself and really enjoy this. And don't forget to connect with God, because He's all the source of energy you need. So to be that person who's that reminder in the lives of the people around you. So powerful. So I need to get started, because we are on the countdown here, and wrap all these gifts, wrap baby gifts, keep preparing for baby and for Christmas and for everybody coming. But I have to say I'm not stressed, because I really do have a plan in my head, and I will get it on paper, about what really matters and where I'm going to put it all. So thank you guys for being here. I hope that was helpful, and make sure you grab your planner if you'd like your own copy at VLX.tv / Christmas planner.